the first of our promoters. The founder and CEO of DeBella Entertainment, based in New York City. He has guided the career of numerous boxing greats. How about a hand for Lou DeBella? Now, before Lou speaks, we do have a special surprise presentation. Joining us from Hawaii, we have the supervisor of the main event on Saturday night, and he has a presentation on behalf of the World Boxing Council to be presented to Lou DeBella. Please welcome from Hawaii, Chuck Williams.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. First of all, I want to thank Ken Hirschman and Showtime for this spectacular idea of this tournament. I mean, I hope that they're going to do it for other weight classes. It's just absolutely wonderful. And I want to compliment Lou DeBella and Leon, who are the promoters of this particular fight. We're very proud as the World Boxing Council to be having our belt on the line for these two great warriors. And I'm looking forward to putting the belt on the winner Saturday night. Now, we have a very special presentation to Lou DeBella, and I want to thank him so much, please, Lou, for promoting not only this fight, but many. He's one of the top promoters in the world, and we've done many fights with Lou, and it's always a first-class opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chuck. I know how much Carl Froch values that green belt, and I know how much Glenn Johnson wants to get it. And the reason for that, because I do believe the green belt is the most prestigious belt in boxing, and please extend my thanks to Jose Suleiman and Samarisa. Thank you very much. This tournament, it was a wonderful idea. You know, I think Ken has gotten all the kudos for it, and it's deserved. But I was watching that video earlier, and it was the opening video, the video about Showtime Sports, and I think it's a great tribute to Showtime Sports, how far they've come in the last decade, how far they've come since I left, you know, the period in which I left HBO. It's a different sports unit now. It's a complete, well-rounded sports unit now, and Ken, you and your whole team deserve all the credit in the world. I have nothing but the utmost respect for Carl Froch. I like him as a guy, and I think he's a tremendous champion. An old man last weekend showed us what's possible when there's still some greatness left in an old body, and there's still some greatness left in the man to my right. When I made the phone call to Ken, the first phone call to Ken about trying to get Glenn into the tournament, and he said, Lou, Glenn's been a 75-pounder for 10 years. There's no way in the world he could be a 68-pounder. And I said, Ken, if Glenn says he could be a 68-pounder, then he could be a 68-pounder. And he weighed 67 a week before the fight. He weighs 67 right now. And I think he's at, really, in a bizarre way, the prime of his game at 42 years old. My co-promoter, Leon, has been with him for years and years, as has his longtime manager, Henry Foster. I came into the picture about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's been a tremendous honor to promote a man like the Road Warrior, one of the truly nice people in the sport, one of those decent men I've ever known. So I'd like to pass the mic to Leon Margulis.
Thank you, Lou. And thank you, Ken Hirschman, for allowing Glenn Johnson this wonderful opportunity at this point in his career. Ken has given Glenn opportunities, 2 great fights with Chad Dawson at 175, and now the opportunity to show the world that he's the best at 168. And thanks, Lou, for allowing us to feature other fighter Alan Green and get into the tournament. I want to thank Showtime, all the people at Showtime. This is really a magnificent event. I think it really helps bring back boxing to where we want to be, where we used to be. And this goes a long way towards getting there, seeing the best fight the best all the time. Carl Froch's a great fighter. I have tremendous respect for Carl Froch. And I think it'll be a great fight, but if he's thinking that he's fighting Arthur Abraham, again, he's wrong. Henry, thank you. Henry walked into my office in 2005 and said, I want to bring you the best fighter in your stable, and I want you to promote him for me. I want to thank you for your confidence, and I want to thank Glenn for your confidence. I want to thank Glenn for allowing me to train him, to allow me to promote him, and Orlando's done such a great job with him for all these years, and the whole the whole Glenn Johnson team. We can't wait till Saturday night. Glenn, after you win this trophy, I think you should, let me have it for a few months, like the Stanley Cup. Pass it around, each teammate gets to carry it around for a little bit. But I think you're going to see a terrific fight Saturday night, and I hope all of you that don't get to watch it on Showtime, get down to Atlantic City and buy a ticket. Because we have a few left. Not many, but a few left. Thank you.
To say a few words, a great trainer, Glenn's trainer, Orlando Cuellar.
Thank you, Lou. I want to thank Showtime, Leon, everybody involved, the folks for coming out. Carl, I like to say congratulations, Carl, on your winning the 168-pound world title. Good job. But there's going to be no finals. This is going to be your last run on Saturday night. Glenn Johnson, you know what he brings, you know how he operates. He's no fuss, in your face. He's been there, done that, seen every style there is to see, and dealt with every style, pretty much beat every style. No man has ever beaten up Glenn Johnson, and this is not going to be any exception. We had a great training camp. We brought in the fastest, the best sparring we could find to sharpen time and strengthen Glenn. And he's done quite a few rounds as to where we were able to take a good look at him and see what we were or were not missing in order to produce the kind of performance on Saturday that we've been producing in the gym on a week-to-week basis, and everything checked out. Now, as far as his weight, I know some of you thought that making 168 for Glenn would be something of the impossible, considering he had been, for most of his career, 175-pounder. Now, we brought in a special nutritionist, which happens to be an expert at what she does, and this lady has done a magnificent job with Mr. Johnson in advising him what to do, monitoring his progress, weight drop, strength, everything. And that has helped us bring out the best in Glenn, which I felt, and Henry Foster always felt, that Glenn was a true 168-pounder and not really a 175, because he was in there against bigger, stronger men that he had to work a little bit harder to chop down, and you know what he did to them. So that lady that helped us get to where we're at 168 pounds, so we can produce that kind of performance from Glenn Johnson, is sitting right over here. Her name is Uni. Can we give a hand for Uni? Uni, please stand up. This is the genius behind the 168-pound weight that Glenn has made, and he's done very well. He's settled into his weight, very strong. We're all good. Everything checked out, and we should be able to produce a hell of a performance on Saturday night. I don't expect the fight to go the distance. We know Carl Froch is the strengths. We'll get around those. We know his weaknesses. We'll definitely expose those. Carl has done some good work with some very good fighters, but now he's in against the Road Warrior, which is a world-class fighter and the most successful underdog in the last 10 years of boxing. So I wish Carl the best. May the best man win, and I believe it'll be Glenn Johnson on Saturday night. Thank you.